Good afternoon. The Open Gate Show has returned of a brief respite. There have been a lot happening since the absence of the Open Gate Show. For one, there have been multiple high monetary payouts. Well, I should say high because quite a few have been won by one or two persons. The pick sixes and pick nines are the way to go, as a lot of people who are not even horse racing experts, but they read their books as well as getting information and creating a formula of trying to win some money. Wagering, or I should say gaming, or should I say gambling, has been the predominant way and means of trying to sustain life. It's hard to work to pay the bills, and the magnetic projections of the lucrative payouts on the pick sixes and pick nines, and as well as pick fives, are as such that although you can lose, one will try to make an attempt to achieve. It can be thrilling because you can have all winners except for the final race. Everyone is drawn to gaming, which is a really temper word for gambling. I mean, regardless, one would, it is tempered down like you'd have a lie, and some will say white lie or white collar crime. Crime is crime. Come on, oh please. Gambling is gambling. Anyway, of special note, I'm now convinced that Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited are en route to make horse racing in Jamaica becoming the capital of these parts. A lot is expected when this new toad board is erected. Well, I should say toad system, as it will be multifaceted to bring a lot to people, not only in Jamaica, but all across the globe. Punter's Delight has been the go-to initial effort by Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited. And I'm expecting later on into the season, Horseman will start to see some satisfaction, including a raise of purse. The waning quantity and quality of horses racing at Caymanas Park is of concern. And I'm hoping that the powers that be are proactive in trying to find ways and means to improve the quality horses. Yes, all over the globe, the fields are getting smaller. And that doesn't mean that finding the winner there is easier. Life has changed. We are just coming out of the COVID era, and now we're into a possible world war, tension all across the world. Even if there's not a world war, prices will be quadrupled and be higher. The poorer people always have to find the money to survive, and normally they will. There's not much poor people in Jamaica, because some way, somehow, they'll find a way to get the necessary money to do something to better their homes. When I say homes, I'm talking to finance their home. The Jockey Championship so far, well, it's early in the season. Now, let's not get to any championship. But there has been a lot to be desired in the classic season this year, there's nothing much one can say about our trios, well, at least so far. And the Open Gate Show is hoping that a few stars start to shine, because we love horse racing and we love competitive racing. Congratulations to Patrick Smelly and his team, who are in charge of the United Racehorse Trainers Association. Sometime soon, there will be an interview on the Open Gate Show with Patrick Smelly. First of all, I should have mentioned that the Open Gate Show has been helped tremendously by a new investor into the show. Well, I should say investor, I mean, I don't want to say sponsor, but the gentleman operates a sport bar of class, quality. The ambience is superb, so too the food. You can get the food made to order, and you won't have to wait much. Well, it won't seem that you're waiting long, because the music, the entertainment, and the atmosphere, before you know, what you ordered will be served. This establishment is located in Hayes, Clarendon, and I'm going to elaborate further in the middle of the show. As a matter of fact, at the beginning of each show here on, there will be highlights concerning the show being performed from there, I should say. But time is time. First race starts at 12 noon. Well, I should say approximately 12:05 rather. And it's for native foals and apples, a maiden condition race. 10 declared, and they go 4 furlongs straight or 800 meters straight. Number 2, Soul Emia, back out the straight after having its 2 initial starts, and ran okay, especially on the 13th of February, going 4.5 furlongs. This horse was prominent enough to be second, 3 lengths behind China Music. Came back on the 5th of March, going 6 furlongs around the turn, and didn't do as what was expected. Robert Halladine was the one who rode this horse for that good second place finish, and he's back. Off note, Soul Emia on her debut, the 5th of February, ran against Dotlin, who finished 1.25 lengths second on Chico. Dotlin had China Music 3/4 lengths behind. China Music was the horse that bettered number 2 Soul Emia out of 4.5 furlongs. So let's get to Dotlin number 3. Trevor Donovan Russell has 2 horses here. Number 6, Reminiscent Bolo, is the other. This is another horse that's back out the straight, Dotlin, where she runs her best races there. On the 27th of December, going this exact trip of 800 meters, 4 furlongs straight, Dotlin ran second at 4-1, beating a length and a half, second to Beautiful Brand. Came back on the 16th of January, 4 furlongs straight. Was up there and weakened. Maybe wasn't all that interested from the inside post position that she got. She came back on the 5th of February also, 5 furlongs straight, and ran a cracker at 10-1 behind on Chico and had China Music behind. So, Dotlin, you can disregard her last run, because more than likely she had this race in mind, and on logics, she should get the better of number 2, Soul Emil, who could improve and make the difference. Number 4, Madam Catalina, equipment change, figure 8 is off, cheek pieces is on. But this horse has to be taken on trust, even though working well out the gates. Having gate issues when it comes to race time, but at exercise, she breaks well. Well, let's see. Number 6, Reminiscent Bolo, the other Donovan Russell entrant here, will get first time Lasix, also 4 current starts. And show some glimpse of use out the straight course. This was on the 30th of February, in the same race with China Music. Won. This was finished 4th, 7 and quarter lengths behind. Nothing much on the exercise track, but with Lasix being admitted for the first time, Reminiscent Bowler could show some improvement. Number 8, Queen Zan, a debutant 4-year-old trusted filly by Midnight Orc out of Her Royal Highness by traditional owner Quancy Bernard Jr. Small the trainer, Aston Marsh the breeder, Garnet McCarthy the groom, Roger Hewitt rides. I've been showing some use on the exercise track, but I don't expect this horse to win. It was a late start on the 13th of February. In her intended debut. Number 9, Pro Johnny, another debutant. This is the 4-year bay colt by American Dance out of Savannah Ray by the daddy. Gareth Crawford Olsen Train, trainer Norman Palmer, the breeder Nicholas Green, the groom. Small filly who was as attractive than Nelson. I don't expect much from this horse. Well, at least it's at present. Number 10, Lucky Plummer, has experience. The best race in her career was out the straight at this exact distance. That was on the 16th of October at 27-1. Finished 3rd, 4 lengths behind Quiet Boss, Queen of Dali. Number 2 for me, Solemia. So number 3, Datling. Number 6, Reminiscent Bolo. Number 8, Queen Zan. Number 10, Lucky Plummer. Go to race 2. Race 2 has 6 starters. And it's for imported chosen up who have never won 3 races, as well as native-bred 3-year-olds and native-bred 4s who have never won 4 races. 6.5 furlong or 1,300 meters. Very interesting race. Number 1, Brinks. Raced 3 times, won 2 impressively, and did run well against the best trio crop at that time on the 27th of December, when losing after expectations were very high. Or this one was a bit off the pace and came up challenging, but got bobbled a bit at the furlong point and ended up 3rd, 3 3/4 lengths behind. Rested and now makes his seasonal debut en route to the Trio Classics this season. Will have first time figure 8 on. Brinks, working well, should win, have to win, if he intends to be a classic contender. Good luck to the owner, Everton Campbell, and the Passard team. Number 2, Daisy. This horse ran well and last. Got first time visor after the blinkers was applied on all 5 occasions. This horse won impressively, going 6 furlongs, pulling away to win by 5 3/4 lengths, beating Gilbert and no more deals. On the 27th of November rather, Brinks bettered his horse by 4 lengths. Easy, working okay. and could make this race interesting, although I'm not expecting this one to be in front of number 1 Brinks. Number 3, Power Fate, stablemate of Brinks, flopped as the 9 to 5 on the 15th of January, going 6 furlongs, finishing third, 10 and a quarter lengths, after being thrown into stride and flattened badly. Not much going for this one on the exercise track, and I'm not expecting much, but we're in the 3-year-old season and anything can happen. Number 4, Runaway Algo, unbeaten since tongue tie and lasix were applied to this horse. This US importee, fairly well bred, has been taken to task on the exercise track since the start of January. What's impressive to me when hanging on to win going on the 19th of February, going 6 furlongs, this was in front and to me flattened a bit to better Chual Sky by 3/4 of a length. Well, this horse came back and has still been working very well. Was something amiss there? Maybe. Well, something has to be amiss on that occasion for this one to win. Well, for me, I'm taking number 1 Brinks, for number 2 Dizzy. From number 5, Runaway Algo. Very interesting to see how this US imported horse runs tomorrow. Third race, 5 and up. It's a claimant race, 150,000 with native bred 6-year-olds and up with number 1 2 races, as well as native bred 6-year-olds who remains a maiden. Number 1 Original Train is part of this 7-hour field that goes the minimum curve trip for 5 furlongs, 1,000 meters round. Original Train from this inner post on at this distance, and with his habit of breaking slow at the gate, this 10-year-old has to hope for a total collapse approaching the winning post, and he's running on in order to win. These small fields usually create a lot of upsets, and Original Train has been racing frequently enough, so he's sound enough. Number 2, Reassurance, plummets 280,000 after campaigning in the high attack. Ran 3 times last season. February the 7th, poor show. March the 30th, another poor show. And also May the 25th, poor show. Had 3 runs, 3 starts this season, all not, well, better than those 3 starts last season. Reassurance needs to reassure busy racing stables a good chance of winning. As a matter of fact, busy racing stables has been doing quite well with the vast number of horses that they possess. Number 4, Fortune 100, already won 25 races, of which 4 came from his last 5 starts. That's very good. This US importee was a former top-class campaigner and really is showing his worth by keep on winning races. Better number 7, Flying Bullet, was expected to have beaten Fortune 100 and last, and Fortune 100 put Flying Bullet in his place. Number 7, Flying Bullet, was expected to win on that race on the 12th with Fortune 101, going 5.5 furlongs. Claimed from that race by Stephen Todd and Terry Sanko. Anthony Thomas remains. Flying Bullet will either have to try to press number 4, Fortune 100, or sit just behind and hope Fortune 100 fails. Number 4, Falling 100. Number 7, Flying Bullet. Number 2, Reassurance. Race 4, Children Up, optional claim race, 250,000. As a native bred 6 years and up, who've never won 3 races, as well as native bred 5 years and up who were a maiden. 7 declared again, 7.5 furlongs over 1,500 meters. Number 3, Silent Cat, on the 15th of January, going 7 furlongs, won easily, beating Gorgeous Gift and Toughness with 56 kilos. So Silent Cat can carry weight and win. Came back and made it a quick double on the 6th of February, going a mile. Win in similar fashion, pole to pole, beating My Time Now and XY Soul. Went up in class on the 20th of February, 2 weeks after that, finished 17th then behind out of class 7 City, Zabatoli and Danny Spud. Back down to 250 claimers. Why so low? Well, Carlton Watson, he loves to win races. So more than likely that's the situation. The Open Gate Show extends disappointment of that incident that happened en route to the beach with Carlton Watson's makeup artist. I'm hoping that the filly can improve to an extent to race again, or at least be a successful broodmare. Number 5, Kaya. Boy, inconsistent. Should win this race, but we don't know which Kaya will turn up. Shane Ellis, he's the master, and he can get these to run well. So, surely, Kaya could give Honor Rambali a long overdue win. Number 6, Funky Fashion. Our odds in last 3 starts is a lot to be desired. It means to me that something ain't right with this horse. It's interesting that Dane Dawkins takes his ride. Dane Dawkins, the leading rider, he's banging fall, and he normally rides well for this connection. Number 7, Sir Arjun Barber gets back Dane Nelson. Again, he had a tendency of drifting out, leaving the furlong point. Ryan Darby excels with claiming horses, and his magic could play out here. So take that into consideration. Number 3, though, Silent Cat. For number 7, Siraj and Baba. Number 5, Kaya. Number 6, Funky Fashion. 5th race, it's for children up. It's an optional claim race, 300 to 400,000, and it needed about 6 years and up, who's never won 4 races. Gotcha.